it's Hope and welcome to the video. This is going to be September releases that I'm excited for. Yes, that when this is being uploaded it is September 4th. When I'm filming it, it is September 2nd. I just didn't have time to film this until now. So let's just jump in and I'm going to just briefly explain these to the best of my ability. Some of these I've already read because I've already received arcs of them and I've already read them. Others I haven't and I have no idea really what they're about besides the synopsis. So the first book, and these are in publication order. So the first book, which being published on September 1st, is The Lost Book of the White by Cassandra Clare, and this is the second book in the Eldest Curses series, and I don't even know how many book in the overall Shadowhunter Chronicles. If you don't know what the Shadowhunter Chronicles are, go search them up. But we follow Magnus, who is a warlock, and Alec, who is a Shadowhunter, through different points in their life. And in this, it happens to be just a few months after they have adopted their first son, Max. An old foe of Magnus's comes into their apartment and steals this very precious book, and they have to go and they have to travel to Shanghai, China to retrieve it. And that's basically all I know. I know that we see some characters from the Mortal Instruments series come in and help them, but besides that, I really don't know. I have a copy coming in the mail. It's supposed to be here the 9th, I think is what it says, and I'm like, give me this book right now. I need to read it. Next, we have Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas, and this also came out September 1st, and this, I know nothing besides the description, so I am going to read the description, because honestly I haven't even read the description in a couple months. I just know I want to read it. Okay, I'm going to be really fast because my battery is dying and I don't know when this is just going to shut off. But Yadriel has summoned a ghost and now he can't get rid of him. When his traditional Latinx family has a problem accepting his gender, Yadriel becomes determined to prove himself a real Brujo? I do not know how to pronounce that. With the help of his cousin and best friend Marcia, he performs the ritual himself and then sets out to find the ghost of his murdered cousin and set it free. However, the ghost he summons is actually Julian Diaz, the school's resident bad boy, and Julian is not about to go quietly into his death. He's determined to find out what happened and tie up some loose ends before he leaves. Left with no choice, Yadriel agrees to help Julian so that they can both get what they want. But the longer Yadriel spends with Julian, the less he wants him to leave. It is a ghost love story. We have our main character is trans, and the second I heard about this, I knew I wanted to read it. But yeah. Next, also released on September 1st, is Blood and Honey by Shelby Mahurin, and this is the sequel to Serpent and Dove. And Serpent and Dove is about a witch named Lou and a witch hunter named Reed who end up having to come together for reasons and get married and all of that. And that is all I knew when going into it. But this is after the events of the first book. They are kind of on the run with some friends, and that is literally all I know. Next we have Queen of Volts by Amanda Foody, and I am currently 69% through this book, so I kind of already know what it's about. But Queen of Volts is the third book in the Shadow Game series, the first book being Ace of Shades, and the first book in this series is about a girl named Anne who travels to the city of New Rains to find her missing mother, and she ends up befriending a gang lord who helps her try to find her mother, and they both end up getting enwrapped with these very bad people. And in this third book they are going through this game that ties their fate, that could possibly kill them, and all of that. I'm not going to say anything more, even though I want to spend 4 hours talking about this. Next is Legendborn by Tracey Deonn, and Legendborn is about a girl named Bree Matthews who gets accepted into this program at this university for bright high school students, and she goes and she ends up getting herself tied up with magic and this group called the Order that is kind of, the group is these descendants of Arthur and the Knights and all of that, and Bree ends up getting intertwined with them and joining their group and all of that because she believes that this group is linked to the death of her mother. That is all I'm going to say. I've already read this. I love this, but yeah. And Legendborn comes out on the 15th. I forgot to mention that. Next we have The Hunter and the Mage by Kaitlyn Davis. I've already read this. I got an arc of it. This comes out on the 21st, but I'm actually not going to explain this one because I honestly don't even know how to explain it. It is such a complex series, but I would recommend it. Yeah. Next we have The Bro Code by Elizabeth E. Seibert, and this we follow a boy named Nick who him and his friends have this thing called the Bro Code, which are basically rules that you have to follow to remain a bro. And when Nick's best friend Carter's sister comes back from traveling, like from studying a year abroad, let's just say those rules end up getting broken and all of that, and this is one that I have already read because I got an arc of it. It was okay. I'm not going to say much more. Next we have All This Time by Mikki, Daughtry, and Racheal Lippincott. I think that is how you pronounce their names. And I do have an arc of this. This comes out the 29th. But I am going to just read the synopsis because I honestly don't know much about this. Kyle and Kimberly have been the perfect couple all through high school. But when Kimberly breaks up with him on the night of their graduation party, Kyle's entire world upbends, literally. Their car crashes, and when he awakes, he has a brain injury. Kimberly is dead, and no one in his life could possibly understand. Until Marley. Marley is suffering from her own loss, a loss she thinks was her fault. And when their paths cross, Kyle sees in her all the unspoken things he's feeling. As Kyle and Marley work to heal each other's wounds, their feelings for each other grow stronger. But Kyle can't shake the sense that he's headed for another crashing moment that will blow up his life as soon as he started to put it back together. And he's right. I don't know, that just sounds so good. These are the authors that wrote 5 Feet Apart, which I haven't read, but I've watched the movie and I loved it. So, yeah. Next we have Under Shifting Stars by Alexandra Latos, and this comes out on the 29th as well. And this is about twin sisters Audrey and Clare who, after a few months after their brother's death, that's when we start. We have Audrey who goes to this special school because she is autistic and OCD, and Clare goes to a normal high school, and Audrey just wishes so much that she could be at school with Clare. Clare is having her own problems at her own school where she's dealing with fake friends and trying to figure out herself and her gender identity and all of that. It is a very powerful book because it not only deals with twins who are so different in many ways, learning to come together and be friends again, but each sibling has their own difficulties that they're going through, and I just overall really liked this book. I can't remember if I mentioned that I got an arc of this or not, but I love this, and I will have an entire review at the end of the month when this comes out. And the last book that, on my list at least, I'm sure there are many other great releases coming up this month, but on the ones that I can think of off the top of my head that I am interested in is The Love Study by Kris Ripper. And I am just going to read the description of this because I just learned about this a few days ago and I'm excited for it, but Declan has commitment issues. He's been an office temp for literally years now, and his friends delight in telling people that he left his last boyfriend at the altar. And that's all true, but he's starting to think it's time to start working on his issues. Maybe. When Declan meets Sydney, a popular non-binary YouTuber with an advice show, an opportunity presents itself. As part of the love study, Declan will go on a series of dates arranged by Sydney and report back on how the dates went in the next episode. The dates are sort of blah. It's not Sydney's fault. The folks participating are mostly great people, but there's no chemistry there. Maybe Declan's just broken. Or maybe the problem is that the only person he's feeling chemistry with is Sydney. And the second I heard this description, I was so into it. It is like a new adult LGBTQ book, and that just sounds like something I'd love. And I especially love that we have a non-binary character, which I can name probably on one hand the amount of non-binary characters that I've read in books, and I think that number is like 2. I think 2. I think I could name 2 off the top of my head. So make now this 3. And this comes out on the 29th. Yes, the 29th. But I hope you enjoyed this video. It was choppy and very quick. I just really quickly wanted to film this because I didn't have a video for today, and I was like, oh, let's just do this. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you check out any of these books, let me know what you thought of them, either in the comments, or you can DM me on Twitter or Instagram or anything like that. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye!